So we've got a bunch of tech news today, but if we run out, try to think of something else we can talk about, because I hate awkward silences. And then the editor will leave that in, and so we will. Nvidia releasing an offensively expensive card like the RTX 4090 Ti. Again, is probably inevitable. And if new leaks are anything to go by, when it does arrive, it might be a chonker.
Oh, like deja vu.
A recently shared video indicates that the card might have a quad slot design, with 4 video outputs stacked on top of each other rather than being laid out side by side. So hopefully you also went for the XL variant of both your case and your bank account. You just have to sign up for the XL one and then you have more money, is when they fill it up. It looks like Nvidia is fully enabling the AD102 GPU that's already inside the base RTX 4090, bringing the CUDA core count to over 18,000 compared to the 10,752 in the RTX 3090 Ti. Although details are sketchy right now, we might see 2 new products atop the stack, the aforementioned RTX 4090 Ti and a higher end model for professionals with a whopping 48 gigabytes of VRAM. So yeah, we might be getting another Titan to the delight of Greek mythology enthusiasts everywhere, or probably that might be the third Nvidia card to be named the RTX A6000, because there's 2 other ones. Some people understand that reference. Speaking of hot chips, not the band, Apple's new M2 Max and M2 Pro chips are now atop the Passmark laptop CPU rankings in terms of single-threaded performance. The M2 Max sits in first place, with the 2 Pro models directly behind it, probably feeling jealous, followed by the standard 8-core edition. They're just crying. It's an impressive showing for Apple considering how many doubts people originally had about Apple Silicon, but do keep in mind that since this isn't an x86-64 platform, it's hard to do a apples to apples comparison. 2 competitors from AMD and Intel. But seeing as MacBooks are nonetheless direct competition, don't be surprised if Intel ups the ante and beats out the M2 lineup when its Raptor Lake laptop processors come out in the near future. And if you've been having a hard time tracking down a PS5 console, it looks like you'll finally be able to get one without beating your head into the wall. Well, how would that help anyone get a PS5?
That's where they keep the PS5.
Sony announced in an official blog post that supply has surged ahead of the release of the PSVR 2, and that fans should have a much easier time finding the console itself. Additionally, if you're in the US, UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, or Luxembourg, you can buy directly from Sony. Okay, what? Canada isn't on there, but Luxembourg is? What do they have? We don't. Anyway, it's good timing considering that the PSVR 2 is due out on the 2nd of February and will set you back $550, which is $50 more than the console itself. And it doesn't even hook into Meta's metaverse. That's actually a feature. That's actually why it costs more, because you can.
Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by Roland's Bridgecast, the all-in-one solution for live stream audio that will take your gaming sound to the next dimension. Whoa!
He's in the dimension.
Ooh! Bridgecast brings over 50 years of audio innovation by Roland to your desktop. Create a personal mix that prioritizes what critical elements you need to hear while gaming. Then create a separate mix balanced just for chat, because they're special and they deserve that. Save and recall these settings with the press of a button and pepper in your personality with the detachable faceplate and Roland's downloadable skin template. To learn more about Bridgecast, check out the link in the description below.
Good job, Jacob! So this weather, hey,
Get to the quick little bitties.
Oh, we have quick bits. Oh, thank God. Okay. Intel is prepping a major driver fix for its ARC graphics cards that should significantly boost performance. There's a bottleneck that Intel has finally identified, which will be reportedly eliminated in an upcoming driver update.
It's that they're not Nvidia.
Thank goodness. We're not sure exactly when this update will drop, but it's certainly great news, not just for folks with an Intel graphics card, but also in terms of the industry getting more competition. Still confused about how that bottleneck got in there though. I mean, somebody was like carrying a big armful of them at the factory, it dropped in.
They choked it a little too hard.
Work!
You better be good.
If you've got a Ford SUV, you might have a recall to deal with involving your backup camera. Apparently these cameras are just showing a blue image instead of, you know, what's actually going on behind your vehicle.
Well, at least it's a good thing you got the second camera then.
The recall affects nearly 500,000 SUVs between model years 2020 to 2023, so go get that fixed. Or I don't know, maybe just stick your head out of your window and look backwards for the time being like some sort of primitive proto-human.
Or just YOLO it, boy. Who's gonna stop you? You're in an SUV.
Have faith. Unsurprisingly, Apple doesn't want to be left behind in the foldable device market, which is why noted Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo is predicting that a foldable iPad will launch sometime next year. And that might not seem very Apple-like, but if they actually launch their mixed reality glasses this summer, and then a USB-C iPhone, and then they're forced to allow sideloading in other app stores on iOS next year, I mean, by the time the foldable iPad arrives, it might seem positively old-fashioned. How quaint. We're all cyborgs now. It looks like Corsair has revealed its upcoming PCI Express 5.0 SSD called the MP700. Given it's a premium product, it looks pretty cool with an included heatsink and fan. Was that a pun? But it looks like the reveal was accidental, as the teaser on YouTube was made private, so we may not be seeing the MP700 on shelves all that soon. Corsair is claiming 10 gigabyte per second sequential read speeds whenever we do get our hands on it, which should help to alleviate some of the embarrassment over this little incident. Oh, they're just mortified. People, whoops. And if you're too lazy to go out and buy your own groceries, we've got some really bad news. Amazon Fresh is now slapping a delivery fee on any order below $150, which is way up from the previous threshold of $35.
Certified rotten.
Amazon released some mealy-mouthed statement about how the fee helps keep prices low by making you pay more? I don't get it, but Daddy Bezos must know what he's talking about. He's very successful. And finally, oh no, there's no more tech news. What do you think would happen if you came back on Wednesday for more tech news? Okay, have you ever heard of some? Yeah.